So we just got back from our trip to New York a couple of days ago, and little Oliver is here. He's also freaking out every time I talk. So if he cries, I know he doesn't look like it. He looks super happy now, but he just had a crying fit because I started talking. But if he starts crying, I'm sorry. But we just got back from New York and the Indie Beauty Expo, so I thought I would share sort of my experience like I've done with the past ones that I've been to, except I didn't talk about when I went to Dallas, I don't think. Or maybe I did. I didn't talk about when I went to LA this year. I don't remember. But I've shared my past experiences at past IBEs. So I think this is my 5th IBE. I went to the very first one in New York. I went to the very first one in LA. I went to the second one in LA, the one in Dallas, and New York again. So I didn't go to the second New York show, and I probably won't be going back to any more New York shows, honestly, because it's gotten huge, it's gotten overwhelming, and you know, something happened that sort of like tainted my night a little bit. So, but I guess it was probably my own fault, but still. So yeah, so I thought I would talk about my experience with the IBE, show you the things that I picked up, and just talk about all things IBE, I guess. So we went to New York. Well, we went to Connecticut. I have family in Connecticut. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this. I have no idea. I have family in Connecticut, so they're close enough to the train that we can take the train into the city, and it's only like a 50 to 60 minute train ride, you know, depending if you get an express train or, you know, like a regular train or something. So it takes about 50 minutes to get into the city. So we went into the city 2 times this week. We went in on Tuesday because I had a Beauty Heroes dinner to attend, and then we went on Wednesday, which was the Indie Beauty Expo day. So the rest of the week we spent in Connecticut, except on Thursday and Friday we went to Boston with Andy and spent the day with her and Chris, and that was fun. We really like hanging out with them. So Tuesday we went into the city. What did we do on Tuesday? We like walked everywhere on Tuesday. So we went to like Central Park. We went to, my husband wanted to go to this like Spider-Man art museum or art exhibit that they had there. He wanted to go see the place where John Lennon was shot. We went to Times Square. We went to Cinnamon Snail. We went to, I don't know where else we went that day. And then I went to the Beauty Heroes dinner that evening, and I got to see some of my favorite people. Jeannie and Marina from Mahalo was there. Diane from Modern Minerals was there. Kapua from Hanua was there. Was Jillian there? I think Jillian Wright was there. It was hosted at Catherine from Kahina Giving Beauty's house. So it was great to meet her. Osmia was there. Sarah, I believe is her name. I hope I'm not messing that up. But the woman from Osmia was there. There was a bunch of people there, and it was, you know, it's always great to meet these people in person. I love meeting brand owners in person. I love, you know, like forging relationships with them as like friends, which I've done at this point with quite a few of them. But yeah, Oliver started to get a little antsy, so we didn't get to stay for the whole thing. So then we went home. We took the train home. I think we got home about like 10 that night. So then the next day we went into the city again. And Andy drove down from Boston and met us at my uncle's house, and then we all took the train in together. We went to the New York Botanical Gardens, and we hung out with Marina, which was so much fun. I've been wanting to hang out with her, like, you know, do like fun things forever. So that was really fun. We got to hang out with her pretty much all day. I think she met us at like noon, and then we went to lunch afterwards. We went to Blossom. Marina also came with us to that, and then we went to the IBE all together as well. So that was really fun. Yeah, he wants to tell you. He had fun too, didn't you? Didn't you have fun? He's gotten so big. He's getting on my nerves today though. Crying for no reason. I don't know what to do about that. It just drives me crazy. It just drives me crazy. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. He's getting into everything. I'm gonna need to start like gaining off areas of my house because he's starting to get into things I don't want him to get into, like my makeup and, you know, things in the kitchen. We've, you know, like closed some cabinets and whatever, but he's still like all over the place. I need to reorganize my pantry because he's just like all in my pantry. I don't want him to pull, you know, like something glass down and hurt himself, so I have to like move everything around in there, which I'm probably gonna do after I finish this video. But anyway, so we went to the IBE. And you know, I took Oliver to the one in LA, and it wasn't a big deal. You know, he was in one of those carrier things. Everybody was like, seemed to love him. Nobody told, nobody gave us an issue. I didn't get to take him to the one in Dallas because he ended up throwing up in his car seat that same morning. So his car seat was all like dirty and throw-uppy, so he ended up staying at the hotel with Gilbert. The plan originally was for them to come, and I don't know if it would have been an issue, but he didn't go, so I don't know. But in New York, pretty much within 5 minutes of us getting in the door, they kicked him out. They were like, he can't be here, he's a fire hazard, which, here's the thing that really annoyed me, is he was in his little stroller, he wasn't going to bother anybody, he's really good in his stroller, he sits and he's quiet, and he like just watches everything, but they said that his stroller was a fire hazard. Okay, fine. But we almost tripped over like 8 people with rolling suitcases or rolling briefcases, which are just as much of a fire hazard, I would think, as a stroller, so I have a real issue with that. I have an issue that they kicked him out, one, because of his stroller, when there were other people with rolling. I'm getting upset about this because it upset like the whole night was ruined for me after this, because I'm one of those people, I like to take my kid everywhere, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. A lot of people leave their kids, like, I know that there are, some things that aren't kid appropriate, and I won't go to those functions if they're not kid appropriate, because I like to bring my kid everywhere. I don't like to be away from my child for more than, like an hour or two or whatever, because then all I'm doing is worrying about him or thinking about him or whatever, and I can't enjoy what I'm actually supposed to be doing. So that's one of the reasons why New York is probably off the table for me in the future, is just because if it's that strict, and they have that much of like an issue with like children and whatever, then we're not going to bother, because it's just important to me that he is like a part of everything that I do. I don't know, that's probably weird to a lot of people, but my husband and I, aside from him being in the hospital, have never been apart for more than like a day or two, because we're just the kind of family that does everything together. And so yeah, anyway, that's like a long tangent, because it really upset me, and it should now. Yeah, I guess the only point I was trying to make was that if a stroller is a fire hazard, so should rolling briefcases or rolling suitcases or whatever other things people were rolling around in there. They should have been kicked out as well. But then they also made such a stink about him being under 16. But then I saw, a couple other kids in there, and they weren't in strollers, they were, walking age or whatever. But I saw them go right past the person who kicked us out, and he didn't even bat an eye. So I guess the co-founders. So Jillian is one of the co-founders, and then there's some other guy who's a co-founder, but I don't like him. I don't like you if you're watching this. That really bothered me. So anyway, so yes, that will probably be our last New York IBE. Honestly, I don't know that we're going to be doing much IBEing next year anyway. I'm still hoping to go to LA. Again, I don't know if it's going to be an issue. We probably wouldn't bring Oliver. I mean, we'll bring him to California, but him and Gilbert will end up having to stay behind, which really just bothers me. But we probably won't be doing Texas. We probably won't be doing New York. Well, I know we won't be doing New York. And they're also adding in London as a new location for 2018. So we won't be doing London anyway, because that's just inaccessible. But I mean, I really have up to this point enjoyed going to these things. But I mean, I guess sometimes, as much as I don't want to admit it, my priorities are different now. And people aren't. They don't look at children. Okay, this is a really long rant, I'm sorry. So let's get into the actual IBE. So once they kicked Oliver out, and I had to rush through the entire thing because I didn't have any food for him, so I had to rush through everything that I wanted to do, which was impossible because, one, it was super crowded. There was people everywhere. I really feel like there was way too many vendors. I know that they want to get in sort of like as many as possible, but I feel like there was way too many. For 4 hours, you could never hit every single one that you wanted to hit. There was just no possible way. 2, there was like this much walking space in between the booths, so you were like crammed in like a bunch of people. So I think 220 plus whatever they had was way too many for the space that they had. New York is sort of like, I feel like there's better brands, and there's a lot more brands in New York because it's easier to get to New York, or maybe it's just a better sort of like environment or something, I don't know, but it was way too many. Much prefer Dallas and LA, like sort of the vibe there versus the vibe in LA. Plus, I don't know. Anyway, so Dallas was a lot smaller. It was only like 70 brands, and it was sort of underwhelming in that respect too, because there wasn't very many green brands. There was a lot of green brands at the New York show, but you could never get to them all. So anyway, I don't know yet. I want to go to LA. because that would probably be like my last IBE for a while, and I've got a lot of friends in LA that I'd like to see again, but I don't know. We'll have to see how next year goes. I mean, there are a couple of things that we want to do trip-wise. There's like we want to do some family stuff in Florida, and we are just debating on, you know, like another couple of other trips, but we know that Texas and New York probably are not going to be in those plans. So if you came and said hello to me in New York, thank you. I really love saying hello to you guys. I really love, one of you even stopped me in by Chloe. We went to by Chloe after the IBE, and I thought you were like gonna like ask us if we were done with our table, and you didn't. You were just coming to say hello, and I was like, oh my god. But yeah, so thank you for those of you who said hello, and for those of you who didn't or I didn't get to see. I really wish that I had gotten to see you guys. I mean, like, that's the whole reason that I do this, is it's like I want to like make relationships with people and like, you know, meet people and people who have the same interests as me, because, you know, I don't have that here at home. I have one friend here in Arizona who I see regularly that, you know, has the same interests as I do, and you know, a lot of my other friends don't have the same interests as me. So anyway, let's get into what I actually got at the IBE. So here's the little bag. New York City Beauty Independent. I'm not really sure. Maybe that was the host. I don't know. But the Indie Beauty Expo, so here we go. Though, oh, here comes Oliver. Are you coming up? There he is. So yeah, so anyway. So let's get into what I picked up at the Indie Beauty Expo. So like, see here's the list of brands. I don't know how well you can see. Look at that list of how many brands that were at the expo. It's like crazy. There was way too many. I mean, if they're gonna have this many brands, they really need to make the Shop Indie Day like 6+ hours, maybe 8 hours. That way you can like hit all the brands that you want to hit and not have to like rush, because that's what I ended up having to do. Like, we ended up taking a lap, and I like sort of like saw what brands I wanted to see, and then like we sort of went back and hit a few. Like, there was a lot on my list that I really wanted to see that I didn't get to, and I mean, that's really disappointing as well. One, because I had to rush through it because Oliver got kicked out, and two, because there was just way too many, just so many brands, and there were so many that I was excited about too, which is really upsetting. So anyway, there was that, and then trying to find some stuff that I actually bought. So one of the brands that I got to talk to and like sort of smell the perfumes, I didn't buy these at the IBE. I was sent these from Jeannie from Beauty Heroes, because they're offered in the Beauty Hero shop. These are the Ojai Wild perfumes. I have the 4 little sampler pack, and they were actually at the IBE exhibiting, so I got to smell. I'd had this, but I hadn't smelled any of the perfumes yet, because I'm not huge on perfume, but I really want to find like a natural-ish sort of scent, because that's what I like. So I got to smell the Ojai Wild perfumes, and they're really beautiful. So they have white sage leaves, pink peppercorn, juniper berry, and redwood leaves. They all smell like authentic to what the scent actually says that they are. Like, the redwood leaves just smells awesome. It smells like you're like rubbing redwood leaves like on yourself, and I just love that. So I'm going to leave the link for these guys down below. I'm going to leave the link for all the things that I talk about down below, where you can find them and stuff. But yeah, so this was the Ojai Wild little sampler set, which I'm now trying to shove back in there. So there were only maybe a couple of the, like, sort of more natural perfumes at the show. I do have another sampler set from another one that I found that I did really like. But most of the perfumes there were like really synthetic, and well, not really synthetic, they were synthetic, which is disappointing, because, you know, I always am trying to find like more natural perfumes that aren't like heavily artificially fragranced. So there's that. And then another thing that I picked up was from IUNA, which I'm going to be doing a review on. I'm using their skincare right now. But I had let I'd let Gilbert try the soap, and he really liked it, so I bought him his own soap. I just love the scent of the IUNA products. So that's from IUNA. So you'll be hearing more about them relatively soon, actually, within the next couple of weeks from when I actually post this video. So then I stopped at this brand's booth, Little Moon Essentials. It was like right after they had kicked Oliver out, I was feeling like really anxious and like stressed out, and I was like, I saw that they had these like sprays, sort of, I was thinking they were sort of like Lotus Moon, sort of like esque kind of, you know, if you know what I mean. So then I asked them if they had anything for like stress or anxiety or whatever. So they had 2 that I bought. They were $10 each, which is like really affordable. And the ingredients are water, witch hazel, and then the essential oils of, you know, what is in them. So then I picked up these 2 that I'll keep at my desk. So there's Tired Old Ass to overcome exhaustion, and this one has things like eucalyptus, rosemary, balsam oil, vetiver. I don't know if that'll help me overcome exhaustion, but it smells good. And then there's Clear Skies Ahead, which is their soothing mist. This one has lavender, ylang ylang, geranium, and chamomile. So, I really love both of those, and they're affordable. For 4 ounces, they were only like $10 each. So, I don't know if that was like a special price or if that's the price that they usually are. But I also have a bath. I think I have a bath soap from them that I got in like a Vegan Cuts box or something. Because I saw the samples they had sitting on the floor, and I was like, oh, were you in a Vegan Cuts box? And I guess they're actually going to be in another one coming up soon. I got a sample from Province Apothecary. It's their rejuvenating and hydrating facial serum. They were just handing those out. Yeah, I think the only other thing that I've tried from them is their spot treatment, which wasn't my favorite. But I'll try that and see how I like it. I got a lot of cards. I'm trying to sift through the cards that I picked up. I also picked up one of these Honest Hazel gels. I do have a bunch of these at home, but I was actually planning on using these like that night or like the next night because I was like kind of tired and wanted to like revitalize my under eyes, but then I didn't do it. I just like went home and went to sleep. So I do have a couple, I actually do still have a bunch of these in like my fridge or like, you know, my beauty stash, but I did pick up one of those. And those are, I do like those. The only other vegan eye gel that I know of is the 100% pure one. They're like Bright Eyes. But Honest Hazel is another option, and they're more affordable than the 100% pure ones. So these are the other perfumes that I was talking about. These are the VOTM perfumes. And I got the 5 perfume sampler pack. They do have 5 perfumes. So they had all of them in like a little sample. And I prefer these like little spray sampley things anyway to like buying full perfumes, because I'm never going to use up a full perfume. Because I don't wear perfume that often, if ever, like hardly. So having the little spray ones to like go through, I really like, because then I feel like I'm not like wasting my money on a big size perfume, and I'm actually going to get the use out of, you know, the little size. This I got from the Beauty Heroes sort of like get together. There was a couple little samples they had in here. It looks like there is, actually, I haven't opened this up, so there's a couple of little like sampley things. So we have a Modern Minerals lip gloss, which you know I love. Here's the Iuna cream, which I'm using and really, really like. This is the Linné Body Balm, which I'm excited to use that. It looks like there's something else. Oh no, just a card from Linné. And then there's also the Kahina Beldy soap. This is the rose one. Oliver is being super clingy today. It's getting harder and harder to film videos. I might have to quit one of these days. But yeah, so I stopped by the cosmetology booth as well and got to meet her. There I picked up the Mint Your Feet Soothing Foot Balm, which I meant to use that night and then again was too tired and didn't. Then I got the Spruced Up Lotion Bar, which I actually picked up for Gilbert because I figured he would like that scent. And then what I don't have in here is a sample of their hand soap. I got the Grapefruit Foaming Hand Soap, which was great because we went to a hotel the next night and they ended up only having like Neutrogena soap, and I was like, don't use the soap, I have foaming hand soap. So that worked out well. And then I also picked up a mask from Oyel. This is their exfoliating Manuka mask. I've been wanting to try it for a really long time, and they were doing, I think, 20% off at the show. So I did pick that up. So it's got Manuka honey, Abyssinian oil, hemp seed oil, frankincense, rose petals, lavender buds, oatmeal, rose hip oil, blueberry and cranberry seeds, rose hip extract, and willow bark extract. So I'm really, really excited about that. It looks so good. I love Manuka masks. They're like one of my favorite face masks ever. I picked up a couple of other things. Oh, I went to the All Naturel booth, and they shade matched me to a pencil, like what their new brow pencil. I think they just launched these. I'm not sure if they're on the website yet, but if they are, I'll link it down below. So yeah, I was excited to play around with the new brow pencil. I haven't tried it yet since I've been home, but they did give me that. And then I went to Cloven Hollow, and I did pick up one of their lipsticks. I did get a couple in the mail from them, and then I picked up one at the show. I do want to pick up some more because I'd love to do like a lip swatch video, but I don't know how many I'm going to be able to pick up. So let's see. This one is Blooming, which is their hot pink. It's not the one that I'm wearing, but it actually looks pretty similar to this one actually. The one I'm wearing right now is Marrakesh by 100% Pure. So I'll probably do a small swatch video with the Cloven Hollow lipsticks that I have. Hopefully here soon. I have 3 lipsticks and one of their lip glazes. I don't know if I'll pick up another one or not before I do the lip swatch video, but this one was too pretty to pass up. So I think they have 9 colors, and they just came out with like liquid lipsticks. But the liquid lipsticks I think do have like dimethicones and stuff in them. So I'm not sure if I'll pick those up yet. And then I picked up a Natural Breath Mist by Moon Danny, Mystical Mint. It was only like $6 and it tasted pretty good, so I'm excited to give that one a go. And this one had pretty good ingredients in it. Water, vegetable glycerin, ginger, cardamom, fennel oils, and then natural flavors. I didn't ask what those were, but I'm not worried about it. So then the last thing I got in here was actually from a brand called Moonlit Skincare. It's their Midnight Shift Overnight Facial Oil. And it intrigued me, so I picked it up. So this is made with safflower, sunflower oil, grapeseed oil. It does have polysorbate 80, I'm assuming as a preservative, lavender, olive oil, polysorbate 60, vitamin E, ginger, aloe, coffee, papaya, and jojoba. So it looks pretty interesting. I was pretty excited to give that a try. So, and then it did also, when you bought it, it did also come with like a sleep mask. Let me sleep. So I'm excited to give that a try because that was a new to me brand. I hadn't heard of them before, but their booth really intrigued me. So I was excited to pick up some stuff from them. So that's actually everything that I picked up at the expo. And Oliver's like climbing all over me to get to my stuff. So yeah, that was everything that I picked up at the IBE this year. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing the New York show anymore, I don't think. So, I mean, if you didn't say hi to me, I'm really sad you didn't. If you live in New York, or if that's the only time, or the only place that I would ever get to see you, I'm like really sad because there were so many people that I was expecting to see, and then because I was rushing through it, I wasn't looking for anybody. I was just like, get to the booths, get done. Like, so there were a few people actually that I was like hoping to see. And then I didn't think about it until later, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even see those people. Like, I was really sad, really upset, but it's alright. Hopefully at some point we'll all meet again in the future. I hope. But anyway, yeah, aside from that night, pretty much the rest of the trip I had a really great time. You know, we went to Boston, and we got to hang out with Andy and Chris for, you know, like 24 hours. But that was really fun. I mean, that stuff is more fun to me now than like the, doing that kind of stuff is like more fun to me now than, I don't know, almost sort of like the IBE thing. I mean, I like to go because I like to see people and I like to, you know, experience new brands and whatever, and like, you know, it's fun, but I don't know, not at the cost of me not being with my kid, which seems stupid to some people probably, but you know, I don't, that's just me. That's just me, and that's just how I operate. He's about to start crying because I took something away from him. I don't know if I'll go to LA or not yet. We'll see. We'll see in January if it works out. We'll see. Right, Oliver? Yeah? Yeah? I gotta go though, because this kid is driving me crazy today, and he's like not letting me do anything. So, yeah, he's getting to that point where it's like I have to watch him all the time. He like always wants to be around me, and when I'm talking, he wants to be talking, so filming videos is becoming increasingly difficult, like even more so than it was before. So I'm hoping I could continue to make videos But I don't know, I might have to pick up blogging or something for a while, like, you know, an actual blog. I have a blog domain name that I bought, but I have no idea how to make a blog or, like, you know, make it look pretty. And I know people work on, like, blogs for months, which is, like, crazy to me. Because I just want, like, a template. I just want to, like, be able to be, I don't need it to, like, be, you know, fancy or whatever. I just want a template. I just want to, like, write, take pictures and whatever. I don't know if I'll be able to do that now he's found the tissues. Oh my god. Kids are exhausting. Anyway, so I hope to continue to make videos. I've got 2 pre-filmed, 3 pre-filmed, and I'm actually working on my review for that unit line. So hopefully I can get those done. Hopefully I can continue to make videos. Hopefully I can figure out a blog situation. Hopefully my kid stops destroying all of my paper products. But I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.